Welcome to another edition of the Battle for Progressive Media. Tonight we'll be taking another look at the internal politics of progressive radio station WBAI, where elections to the local station board, or LSB, are taking place. We'll be hearing from Nia Bediaco and Ray LaForest, both candidates for the board from the Justice and Unity campaign, an anti-racist slate committed to maintaining activist-oriented programming, talking about why they want to run for the board and their plans.
I came in this country in 1968, fleeing persecution in Haiti, and I became involved immediately with the Asian communities and surrounding issues. And BAI, once I discovered it, became the focus of my education and news gathering and political life to some extent. So I became a user of WBAI, not only listening to the news and the programming, and as the activities I became involved in developed, I became a guest speaker on different shows, expanding the struggle and presenting and educating people and seeking support for my struggle and the struggle of my community. So for me, Pacifica and WBAI have always been the umbilical cord, the very connection to, particularly for the Haitian community, which speaks Creole primarily. This is a primary connection to the rest of the world, the other communities that are struggling, for us to find out about their fight, to learn from their experience, to share with them and ask for their support. And so for us, Pacifica equals life.
I absolutely love the programming at WBAI. I would like to be part of a movement to ensure the viability of WBAI, where you can hear dissenting voices.
But WBAI's progressive programming is at the center of a fight which became so nasty that one general manager resigned, and the current program director has found himself under frequent political attack. The rancorous debates have disrupted a number of meetings of the local station board.
Nazi Nazi Party fascism! All right, it carries unanimous. Opening up the camps! The gulag! Fuck you! Fuck you! Object all you want!
I make the motion to rescind the board's prior decision to expel functionally Paul DeRienzo from the board.
Those were scenes from local station board meetings in the winter of 2005, where member Paul DeRienzo began abusing other board members because of his disagreements with the chair and the board majority. When we come back, we'll talk more about DeRienzo's behavior and the suspension he received, as well as his current bid for re-election to the local station board.
Inspire. In struggle and love, we need to tell everyone there is more than enough. Talk about working folks, war and peace, hungry for honesty, hope and release. Trying to stay alive until I die. I don't ask for guarantees, but I need high fidelity.
WBAI local station board member and candidate Ray LaForest discusses the impact of Brown's email campaign on WBAI.
Last but not least, more recently, there was a supposed incident between the general manager and the Bernard White, the program director, and in calling for people to have come to the defense of the general manager, he said, quote, and I'm quoting his email, "You should have been at her side whacking Bernard White with a baseball bat."
Campaign finance reform has become an issue in this campaign. Despite the fact that the station pays for mailing all of the board candidate statements to the voters and an on-air candidate debate, the Pacifica bylaws also allow election candidates to send promotional mailings to the entire voter pool, currently 17,000, if they can raise the thousands of dollars required for printing and postage. The Justice and Unity slate publicly decried the unfair influence of access to funds on the campaign and challenged all board candidates to pledge to not use private mass mailings. The group promised to refrain from doing such a mailing if all candidates agreed. but board candidate Steve Brown contemptuously rejected the offer.
It's becoming a two-party system at Pacifica. In order to get on the board, you have to have money to send out a massive mailing appealing to listeners to vote for you. This is not what I expect from Pacifica. If the ballots are being sent out, if the organization is spending money to send out ballots and a statement or a brochure, I think that that should be sufficient. If we want to increase the amount of debates on the radio, I am all for that. But I cannot see us mirroring the country's political system. That is absolutely un-Pacifican, and it should be abolished.
Justice and Unity member Ray LaForest talks about the group's proposal to expand the number of channels that WBAI broadcasts on using this station's sideband frequency that is currently unused, live internet streaming, and the new technology of high-definition radio, or true digital radio. This strategy could result in bringing more voices to the air and easing competition for scarce airtime.
The perennial problem in radio, certainly at WBAI, has been that there are only 24 hours a day and countless amount of people and communities that would have their voice heard. So we've been thinking about it, and one of the solutions Justice and Unity has come up with is to use existing technology, specifically high-definition radio, to provide additional channels for our programming, specifically 2 additional channels that would allow for production of new shows, pilot shows, in phases up to 5 years.
Ballots were mailed to all WBAI subscribers on October 16th. The Justice and Unity campaign urges voters to rank their candidates on the ballot in a specific order to increase the chances that as many of its slate's members as possible get elected. For more details on this order, go to www.justiceunity.org. Tune in again in 2 weeks on November 4th at 10:30 p.m. to MNN.
Tell your friends in Brooklyn to tune in on Fridays at noon on Channel 34 Time Warner or Channel 67 Cablevision, or check our website for other locations and times